Hey everyone, welcome back. It's freezing outside, the drone is sitting on the shelf, and I've been using this no-fly season to actually look at what I've captured so far. And what I've established is that over the last few months, I've filmed at 7 or 8 different locations, which I know is not a lot, but up until now, my storage system has been, well, let's call it a digital junk drawer. I'd come home, make a folder, name it something like Varna Beach 2025, and just dump every single file from the SD card in there. It worked for the first 3 flights, five flights, but now that I'm hitting the same spots twice or shooting different things at the same location, I'm starting to realize that Varna Beach 1 and Varna Beach 2 isn't going to cut it when I have 50 locations. And a few of you actually warned me about this in the comments in my previous videos, saying that I need a real system before I get buried in unorganized 4K files. So I did some digging into how the pros do it, and today I'm sharing the cataloging system I'm setting up for the new year. The problem with naming folders by location plus year is that it tells you where, but it doesn't tell you what or when in a way that your computer can sort. If I have a folder from July and a folder from January, they won't necessarily line up. Also, and maybe that's even a bigger problem, mixing my ready-to-edit shots with my total failures makes the editing process take twice as long because I have to rewatch everything just to find the good stuff. And so I looked into how professional editors and media asset managers, yes, that's a real job title, handle thousands of clips. I'm saying it that way because I just didn't know that this type of position existed. So they use a standardized folder structure. Basically, they don't just have a folder for the footage, they have a master folder for the project that contains everything related to it. And again, I just have to say, I'm not a pro editor. This is just the system I found through my research that actually made sense to my beginner brain. If you have a better way or a secret tip, please leave a comment. I'm still building this out. So anyways, here's the structure I'm moving all my 10 locations into. Every time I go for a flight now, I create one master folder using the naming convention year, month, date, underscore location, underscore description. So for example, instead of a folder just named Varna Beach, is now 2026 January 15 underscore Varna underscore beach underscore sunrise underscore active track. Now you might be thinking, and I definitely did that, wait, why so specific? What if I filmed 10 different things at the beach that day? Here's the secret. The description isn't meant to be a list of everything on the card. It's meant to be a memory trigger. When you're looking at a list of 50 folders 3 months from now, you won't remember what Varna Beach 1 was. But you will remember the day you went at sunrise to test the active track, for example. So basically, by putting the highlight of the session in the folder name, your eyes can skim the list and find exactly what you're looking for. If I went to the beach the very next day but focused on manual flight or bridge shots, that becomes the new description. It keeps every Varna Beach trip distinct and searchable. Inside the master folder, I break it down into 4 subfolders to keep the guts of the project clean. The first folder is 01 underscore raw. This is the vault. I never touch or rename these files. I just copy them straight from the Lexa reader into here. The second folder is 02 underscore selects. This is where the magic happens. After I watch my footage, I move only the best clips here. This way, when I'm finally ready to edit, I don't have to dig through 20 minutes of me hovering awkwardly or checking my settings just to find that one 5-second cinematic sweep. The third folder is 03 underscore stills. All the photos and those massive 48 megapixel raw shots go here. Since drone photos and videos are different formats, keeping them separate saves me so much time when I'm just looking for a thumbnail image. Or, you just want to use a shot for some project. And the last, fourth folder of this project should be 04_reports. This is a bit of a beginner safety net. If I took a screenshot of a cool flight path in the DJI app, or if I had a weird error message on the screen, like some kind of glitch, the screenshot goes here. It helps me keep a history of how the drone is performing. But I'm not using this so far. I don't think I will use that a lot, but I just want to have it as a reminder just in case. Like, I want to build that habit. The next big thing I learned from watching pro editors is they don't keep everything. I have to be honest with you that being selective is really hard for me right now. My first instinct is still to save absolutely everything just in case. Because I don't have a professional eye yet, I'm constantly worried that if I delete a mediocre clip, I'm actually deleting a masterpiece I'm just not smart enough to recognize yet. So I'm basically trying to train my brain to filter better, even though it feels a bit like pulling teeth. And one thing that has helped me a lot lately and has saved my hard drive is changing how I actually fly. Or like, I haven't changed it fully, but I'm trying to with every flight. When I started, I would hit record the moment I took off and just keep it running for 20 minutes straight until I landed. It was a nightmare to go through later. Now I try to be more intentional, so I'll hover, plan my movement, hit record for that specific 15-second sweep, and then stop. Then I'll move, change my angle, and record the next specific shot. It makes the filtering process so much easier because I'm cutting the junk while I'm in the air rather than on my couch later. That said, for the footage I've already shot, I'm trying to be much more brutal. If a clip is clearly out of focus or the gimbal jerked, I'm forcing myself to hit delete. I know I'll get better at this in time, but for now, it's a work in progress. But even with my new shorter clips rule, the files I do decide to keep are still incredibly precious to me because they represent the best of my rare flights, which leads me to the most important part of this whole system, not losing them. And this is where the professionals get very serious. There's a concept called 3-2-1 backup rule. Now, when I first read about this, I thought, is this for a drone flight or a NASA mission? It sounded so extreme, but then I thought about that one perfect shot I took at the beach, the one that I'd be devastated to lose. And suddenly it made a lot of sense. This actually makes even more sense if you're actually using your drone for gigs and you're using it for clients' projects. I think that this rule is much more valuable in those situations, but still it's not a bad habit to build even when you're flying your drone as a hobby. Anyway, here's the breakdown of the rule in plain English. 3 copies of your data. So you want your footage in 3 places. For me, that's the original file on my laptop, a copy on my external hard drive. I bought one recently, a Toshiba, which was 4 terabytes. I'll link it in the description, and one more copy somewhere else. Then you have 2 different types of media. This just means don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you have 2 external drives sitting on the same desk and you spill coffee on them, you're in trouble. So maybe one is a physical drive, like an SSD, and the other is a cloud service. And then the one is 1 copy stored off-site. This is the just-in-case copy. If, heaven forbid, something happens to your house, like a fire or a theft, you want your footage saved somewhere else entirely, like on a server, in the cloud, or even a hard drive kept at a friend's house. So honestly, as a beginner, doing all of this perfectly is hard. It's expensive to buy multiple devices and pay for monthly cloud storage. So right now I'm at a 3-2-0 stage. So I have my footage on my laptop and a dedicated external hard drive, and I'm still hunting for the right cloud solution for the final off-site safety net. And like I said, I'm still figuring this out as I go. This 3-2-1 thing is the professional standard, and while I'm trying to get there, I'm not 100% there yet. It's a goal to work toward so that all those rare flights I do get to go on aren't wasted by a single hard drive failure. What about you guys? Are you living on the edge with just one copy of your footage, or are you already a backup pro? I'd love to hear what cloud services you use for those massive 4K files, because that's the part I'm still struggling with. I'm using Google Drive with 200 gigabytes storage, but I'm using it for other projects as well. It gets filled up very quickly, and I'm not in the phase where I want to invest too much for a cloud storage. So share your tips in the comments. I'm definitely taking notes. I know this might sound like a lot of work, but doing this during the winter is actually kind of satisfying. It's like organizing your toolbox before a big project. And when the weather clears up and I can finally fly again, I won't be stressed about where the files go. I'll just run the system and get back to the fun part. Thanks for watching and stay warm. I'll see you in the next one.